Okay, so I'm going to try to get through this smooth and steady, and hopefully I do and have it on the way tonight. But just in case I hit that wall, I'm going to start, with the, I'm going to pull an animal oracle, one for you, one for your husband, and one for the energy in the relationship, or just advice. These are more advice cards. They're oracles. So let's pull one for Heather first. Swan. Time for a deep dive. Okay, so I guess we're delving deep into into the cards. We're gonna analyze some shit here. So hang on. Okay, so one for your husband, Heather Hubs. Oh, there it is. Squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. I have no idea. Maybe he has potentials that he's not aware of, and I would, as his wife, I would advise you to encourage that sort of stuff. Okay, and one for the overall advice for the marriage. We got two. We'll read them. Skunk. Know your worth. That's beautiful advice coming from a skunk. I mean, and be playful. I think that's sweet advice too. I like that. The sandpiper, whatever, these little ocean birds. Okay, so sage advice from the animals. Now, we'll get on to these guys. I don't know why I feel nervous. I don't really feel nervous before reads usually, but okay, so I'm just going to kind of talk about what you mentioned in the email just a little bit to just kind of get the flow. You'd mentioned that communication had been a little rough. And the only other wasn't even a question really, but it was just a statement about, did you make the right decision to stay? And we'll find out. We'll at least get some insight on that. So, let's find out where your energy is first. Just kind of get the ball rolling. Okay, we've got the Magician in reverse. The Magician is the manifester. He's the original. He's the originator. He's able to turn ideas into action. He gets what he needs from the resources that he already has. So, in reverse, you may feel inequipped in certain ways in your relationship. Like, maybe sometimes the problems are overwhelming. And you maybe don't know if you guys can do it. I think that's something that every married couple goes through at some point. Let's pull another one before Heather's energy. What's going on? Okay, so we've got the victory card. So this tells me that you've had some success as a wife. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but like, you know, it's not an easy job. It's work. This also kind of gives me the impression, though, that there's maybe a struggle for power where there shouldn't be. It should be equal. And be careful there because, yeah, I call it the ongoing pissing contest. Because it's always, you know, no one's going to win that game. You know, I think that both losers come from that game, actually, in the long run. But let's pull more cards. This also kind of makes me think that you maybe have had success and kind of started from from smaller means, like despite not having accomplished all the things yet, you still feel victorious. Okay, so anything else about Heather's energy right now that we should know? There it is. Okay, we got the Fool in reverse. Now this is one of my least favorite cards in reverse. It's one of my favorites in the upright, but in reverse. So when I think of the Fool, I think of, I tell my New York kid story. So like a kid graduates high school and he's ready to go see New York City. He's always wanted to live there and see it, and he wants to be an artist, and you know, he's down. He knows that people, you know, pee on the subway and that New Yorkers are rude, and he doesn't give a shit because he's got to see it for himself. So in reverse, this is someone who is very scared to walk the path, afraid of getting hurt, afraid of life, really. You want to turn both of these around. You want them both in the upright, definitely. Start from square one. You know, it's a lot of opportunities that we have in this world, and you don't want to miss them. You don't. So enjoy it. Don't fight it. Go with the flow. Say yes to things. It'll be worth it. So, sorry, I thought I just heard something in my door. Never mind. Let's check out on your husband's energy. Queen of Swords. Okay, so what was he? Libra Moon. This is very Libra Moon right here. This is a decisive individual. This is an independent person. There's really no like pulling one over on the Queen of Swords. She's smart. She's strong, capable. What worries me about that is he might kind of make you feel like you have to live up to certain standards. That's a lot of pressure. Okay, so what else? Okay. Okay, he's all swords so far, which is all mental energy. The Eight of Swords. This is an individual who is imprisoned by their own thoughts. Now, in this picture, she can get up and walk away anytime. She's not really trapped. You know, she's made that for herself. And then we have the Ten of Swords. This is about finality and completion. But here's the thing. I see the Ten of Swords as like this. Okay, usually it's a person laying on their stomach with 10 swords sticking out of their back, right? The reason that they have 10 swords in their back is because they were running from something. And they got them, fell, knife, swords in the back, right? They're running from fear. This is an indication that it's, you know, there's something they can't face, or they should, but they feel as though they can't. So it's a card about being able to face your fear. Okay, let's find out more about that. What's all this mental energy like? What is this stress and stuff? Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords is like a curious... He's eager to discover So I feel like there's more that your spouse needs to learn about himself. He had those first house placements also. All the more reason, independence. He maybe feels as though he hasn't had a chance to go and discover what he's made of. Okay. All swords here. All mental energy, just saying. Okay. Anything else about Heather's husband? Okay. He wants to contribute, work more. I don't know what either of you do, but he wants to spend more time pursuing something for himself. That's got to be the 10th house stellium also. That's drive. It's, I don't know that he knows what it is. I mean, maybe, but yeah. All right, so mutual energy, or how are you with things? How are you with the state of this relationship? Well, we got the Four of Swords in reverse. That's needing rest and not being able to get rest. I think that's mutual energy. I mean, I think marriage, and especially you guys are young, and if you have children, they're young, and yep, I get that. Definitely. Okay, what else? Mutual energy. Not that one. Okay, we have the Tower. We also have the Nine of Pentacles kind of landed sideways. So I will explain what it means in both ways. Okay, so in reverse, this is about codependency. In the upright, okay, so she is leading like a luxurious life because she's manifested it. She's had the ability to manifest it, and all on her own. She's got a well, in this it's a dragon, but normally it's a falcon, which represents focus. So she's been able to focus and manifest the things she needs and wants, and she's got it, and she's happy. I feel like there's a real capability. If you are here, you're capable of turning that up, both of you. But when you're not feeling independent and capable and successful, really, it's yucky. It's dependent. It's kind of toxic. So I'll put that in the middle because I think that's both energies too. Yeah, and same for him. Now, the Tower. So, the Tower is a man-made structure that crumbles and it falls to the ground, and it's a scary card. It's a scary card. Lightning strikes out of nowhere. People are, affected permanently because of it. The reason that the Tower crumbles in the first place is because it didn't have a solid foundation to begin with. Now, I don't know how long you guys have been together. I know you're young, and I'm not going to judge you on that factor alone because that'd be stupid. But I feel as individuals you have quite a bit of just life to experience, to get under your belt, in order to know how, if you want the marriage to stay together, there are going to be more Tower moments, just financial differences of opinion, hopefully not irreconcilable differences, but these are the times where you either lift each other up or you tear each other apart. And you have to make a conscious decision to work. Both of you have to want it. You both have to put effort in it every single day. And that's the truth with any marriage, but especially when bad shit happens. And I don't know if this has happened already. I don't know. Well, I do know that it's, I do know it's happened already, and I do know it'll happen again, because that's life. Like, tower moments happen. They just do. It's about life's ups and downs, and it's hard. It's hard. So, what are some things that you can do to strengthen your marriage? Let's find out. Wow. Be generous. Be not just generous, be unconditionally, generous. And he should too, granted, absolutely. But you can't control what he does. You can only control what you do. So, it's hard, but you just got to try to support each other in everything, unless it's, something that you're completely morally against. Then it's probably something you shouldn't be, someone you shouldn't be with. But, we toss around the words like unconditional a lot, but